This is a weird song to come back to, but whatever. Okay, so Renault's still pretty stressed out. I think I'm going to, well, I want to say skip to the end. Do we want to reduce treatment costs? Sure. We'll work on that. Not that helpful, but anyway, I want to get rid of Renault's stress. Now what do? Do we try a new combo? I should probably rename Fred. Can I just rename Fred from here? Perfect. Man, what do I even want to rename him to? I don't know. He deals with a lot of blood. Because yeah, this guy is not going to be our Fred. We'll call him not Fred for now. I'll think about it later. So I'm tempted to call this guy Fred because he could do tag and bag, which marks target, increases their damage, which would be a fun thing to roll with. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use Japan on this one. I mean, alternatively, we could just go for the nose and call this guy Doom Guy and just give up on the whole Mystery Machine Squad. I don't really know. Oh, some of these have limited uses per battle. Well, that's fine. Buff self, bound for glory damage. Oh. Every single one of his attacks increases his final hit. That's neat. So chance to hurt self. So that's the BFG. Yeah, BFG. Funny. Okay. I don't know. I'll keep thinking about this. We'll just keep him for as Bucci until we want to, because it's also really tempting. Name him Fraud. Sure. Let's see. Also, those buffs carry over battles if nothing's changed. Ooh, okay, that's cool. All right, so Fraud is fully kitted out. I think all of his abilities as well. So, which ones do we want? Because I probably want BFG. Tag and bag marks, but I don't know if I want to do this. Name him Moody Guy. I don't know. Okay, so I don't use stun probably as much as I'd like to. We can switch between reeling reload and run and gun. Or I can get rid of reeling both of those. We'll keep Spike's Sabbat. And go with rip and tear and... So this way I'll mostly just switch between biting blade and rip and tear. Maybe? Because yeah, it seems like half of his attacks are... Oh, no, his damage is really good to begin with. I'm gonna keep switching his name around until I'm happy. I'm not gonna be happy with it for a while, but that's okay. Right, we just picked her up. What's she got? So she's got damage, stress heal. Damage hits middle 2. Marks target. Oh, but debuffs self pretty hefty. Oh. No, marks self. Ton of damage versus Beast and Eldritch. Okay, strike to stun. Anticipation. Oh, she's got a riposte as well. I might have to try this character on Riposte team. Leap of Faith. Forward to extra damage. Mark self. Buff self with some things. Interesting. I'll have to try her at some point, because it looks like she would be a good complement to Dismas. And she had a good mark target that does, yeah, 2 marked targets that do a bunch of damage. Because yeah, I'm probably, in retrospect, not going to use Mood Yug for... I don't know what I want to use him for. Because I could use him as a like, part of a marking team. But he only has, like, a self-heal. Well, we have Japan. We have Japan, who I'll probably rename to Velma. Let's just commit to that now. Okay, so we got Velma. We've got... Actually, yeah, really the only person we're stuck on is Fred. And realistically, all I have to do is rename Buff Skeletor to Fred and we're good to go. There we go. Problem solved. I don't have to think about this anymore. Because that way I'll have... all 4 characters can mark. 2 of which can really... One or 2 can, like, really make use of it. Just... Yeah, extra damage versus marked. So Hound's Rush is really good against marking as well. But unfortunately, they're out for this round. So who do we do? I mean, honestly, we could do a run with... the generic squad and just switch in, like, Hertz or Mood Yug or... Oh! We could try Lefty. Because I've been pussyfooting around using Lefty. Because there's that whole snake situation that I'm kind of afraid of. But if I have, like, an ace team, then we don't have to worry about it. Alright, let's get her out of there. Let's grab Lefty. Plague Knight, Emerald Herald, Dismas. Okay. Damage in position 1, melee skills, decent. Let's see. Unfortunately, I'm still kind of in, like, a position as far as relics go. There's some good ones, but for the most part, meh. They're not terribly amazing for what I'm trying to do. For her, though, let's see. Blight Amulet. I don't think you can have multiple of those. Debuff skill chance? No, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, heavy boots increase prot. I didn't entirely know how useful that is, but I'm going to slap it on her. She's going to be slow anyway. I guess I can do that to offset some of the speed reduction. I guess we can easily just throw that on. It's not actually that bad. But yeah, not much I can give her that's actually going to be that helpful. Or him. Whatever happened to that sword I had? Somebody had this sword. This sword. There we go. Nameless sword. Let's give it to her. A Nameless sword is like one of the only good relics that I actually have lying around. What's he got? Reduced chance of party being surprised. Let's toss it on her. We're not going to be running around in the darkness, though. See, you could probably rock the spiders with a level 1 or 2 team. You don't need the A team. You're right. But I was wanting to do other things. Ooh. Scourge only, though. But protection, crit... Holy shit, that's good. Unfortunately, I think that's only useful for... Arthas, wherever he is. And I haven't really used Arthas yet. I should. No, he's the Harbinger. Which one's the Scourge? Do I have a Scourge? I might not have a Scourge. Slayer, Fury, Lamia, Man-at-Arms, Bounty Hunter, Revenant, Houndmaster. No, I don't think I actually have a Scourge. Now that I look at it. Yeah, I don't. Well, that's a cool item for a class I don't have. So I might put that off. What else do we have? Ravenous Lion's Ring. Extra damage to melee skills. Ooh, that's interesting. Ravenous Lion skills. 15% damage to melee skills. Crit to melee skills. Extra food consumed. Not that big of a deal. And, extra damage when starving. We could also go for the Necromancer. He could be rough. Thing is, we might run into the thing from the stars with this combo. So maybe I'd want to bring somebody a bit tankier. Because I could just bring Hertz along. And go for that. Because the Ravenous Lion's Ring is really good. Do I have any other characters that would make equally viable character? Because yeah, I like the idea of Hertz because I can use him as a backup healer. Yeah, I'll bring Hertz along. Let's give this a go. Hertz is pretty good. And the right level. He's got the right equipment. I think. No, he doesn't. I can upgrade his. Actually, I think I can upgrade the whole team. This is gonna get pricey, but that's okay. Because this means we can actually go fight stuff and not get my ass kicked. Tried playing Gigantic, a MOBA today, and I was super disappointed to find out almost nobody was playing it. That was such a promising MOBA that they utterly just screwed. So Gigantic was a MOBA that I was really passionate about, even to the point where, like, I actually had applied for a job there back when I was still applying for jobs, because I thought it was going to be really, really good. Honestly, it didn't actually turn out that way. Because what happened was the developers of Gigantic effectively, they didn't say, like, screw it or anything like that, but they decided to partner with Microsoft to only release after, like, a number of years on the Windows Store and maybe Xbox. And so it seemed neat, but they effectively were like, you know what you need to do to get, like, a player base? It's make your game available in a lot of places to get, like, them really interested. And they didn't do that at all, and it's just like, it sucked. Because that was, like, legitimately one of the few MOBAs that I enjoyed playing. I don't like MOBAs generally. But it had kind of like a strong, I'm not going to say a strong PvE element, but the way it was set up was very enjoyable as far as I was concerned. And I'm assuming the way it went down was they took a bunch of money. Oh, I forgot to put the good sword. Whatever, we'll be fine. I'm assuming they took a bunch of money from Microsoft for that deal, which isn't, like, necessarily, like, a bad idea. You know, there are absolutely, like, good deals that you can get. Let's see, stun her, probably. But, like, one of the reasons why Fortnite is so accessible is it's free to play and available for, it's free to play and it's available for everybody-ish. Whereas, like, you know, Gigantic was on a limited platform that almost nobody looks at, with poor marketing. Like, by the time Gigantic finally came out, the game was already dead. And there wasn't a whole lot of bringing it back, unfortunately. And it sucks. Because I actually wanted to play that with people, and then I loaded the game up, and I'm like, oh, this has got, like, crazy NDAs, so I can't cover it. Because, yeah, they had that game under NDA for about, like, 2 years. Like, you don't want to do that if you want your game to succeed. Okay, Duelist Advance. She's gonna die anyway. I guess let's just hit this guy. Yeah, you can't Necromancer a dead game. You can if you do it well. There are certain circumstances where you can totally revive your game with, like, a clever... with, like, the right setup for it. I can't bleed him. She's gonna die. He's gonna die. I guess I'm just gonna hit him just because I can't do anything better. But that's fine. I don't know. I'm just going to be consistently kind of mad about that because the developers just totally made the wrong call. Because don't put your eggs all in one basket. It's never a good idea. It was kind of the same thing with Lawbreakers. They're like, yeah, we're gonna make the next big arena shooter, and Cliffy B, you did not. You really didn't. I know you had ideas. They weren't good ones. I don't know. I don't have, like, an easier way to describe this. It's also one of those where I get kind of distractible when I'm playing these games, but, like... The tricked... What's up with this guy? Oh, he's stealthed. Oh, right. Yeah, this is one of our first medium difficulty rounds. So it shouldn't surprise me too much that there's some extra mechanics here and there. But the trick to, like, getting your indie game to do well is there's a couple, like, specific things you kind of need to do. Let's see, do we just do judgment? Let's just hit the guy in the back, or try and hit the guy in the back. But you don't want to lock your platform off. Places like Steam, you don't have to release on Steam, but at the very least you want to try and make your game available on Steam at some point. You know, releasing straight on your own website only works really well if there's word of mouth. Steam, well, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Steam kind of acts as automatic advertising. If your game is on Steam, people will find it. If your game's not on Steam, people might not find it. You know, if you don't have that word of mouth working out for you. Let's see. So this guy's gonna die on the next one. Okay. Let's see. Do we want to do... Honestly, let's just do emboldening vapors on him. Lock your platform off. You know what Sony's done with all possible crossplay. Sony is a weird case. Because ultimately, like, Sony can do whatever they want right now. They have a firm hold over the console market as far as, like, high-end gaming goes. Xbox hasn't proved to be a very strong competitor. At least this year. I don't know. I guess I probably should have actually hit one of these guys in front, but whatever. But Microsoft has not been a very firm competitor to Sony. Very few exclusives. Kind of piss-poor marketing. They had, like, decent marketing at E3 for a bunch of games that aren't theirs. And aren't exclusive to Xbox anyway, so it's just like... I mean, that's cool and all, but, you know, I'm just gonna get that on PC. And Microsoft honestly can do whatever it wants, and Jesus, that was one hell of a crit. I guess he's been boosted up a bunch. I think Microsoft's been consistently losing since the Xbox One came out. Yeah, I don't think they knew what they wanted with the Xbox One, because they're still kind of coming off of the whole, like, trying to make the Xbox into this kind of, like, multimedia platform that nobody really cared or wanted. Like, they were effectively trying to replace Blu-ray, DVD players. They were trying to replace... Well, I guess they were trying to replace Blu-ray players. They were trying to replace pretty much every like kind of home convenience platform you could ask for, and they're trying to make it into kind of the all-in-one box that everybody would want to get. And if they had succeeded, they would have been incredibly wealthy. If Xbox had become synonymous with you know, the thing you buy to play your movies, your Netflix, your music, your, I mean, even like shopping maybe, a bunch of stuff like that. That would have worked amazingly well for them. But the problem is they had to climb above the fact that it was, you know, perceived as a gaming platform. And that usually doesn't work out very well. You have to do quite a lot of stuff to move away from that. I mean, the Wii U had to get over the fact that it was a the Wii U had to do too much to get above the fact that it was, you know, just perceived as an add-on to the previous Wii platform. And so instead they're kind of still trying to do this like all-in-one situation that won't work. Could work. Wasn't PS3 supposed to be a multimedia platform, and with Garbo's reception, and now it's Xbox's turn? I think Microsoft might have seen their failure and said, yeah, we can do this. We've got more of a Western name recognition, because part of it is PlayStation, I don't think was perceived particularly well as like a multimedia thing, especially in the US, because Sony has to get around the you know, the fact that they're a Japanese company as opposed to an American company before they can even like try and change anybody's opinion. How is the frothing madman the last one to die here? Let's see, but it did work with the PS. Hello. Winning smile, leper only. Extra crit if torches above 75%. Extra damage, reduced move resist, extra stress damage received. That's still pretty damn good for the leper. They do a ton of damage. But yeah, they did manage to win the competition between HD, DVD, and Blu-ray. And I'll be honest with you, I have no idea why. I think it's probably just because Xbox was trying to compete purely with Xbox itself, whereas Sony had its whole huge line of, well, I mean, Sony has motion pictures, Sony has its fingers in like DVD players and stuff like that, so I'm pretty sure that's how they managed to do well. Oh, haven't seen a bone spearman yet. Let's see. I guess let's just keep hitting this guy if I can. Because, yeah, if I can kill him before he starts stressful gobleting, perfect. But yeah, I don't know. The other thing I would say, the other problem with Gigantic, to go back to that, is putting all your eggs in one basket for multiplayer is a really bad idea. I brought up Boss Key Studios with Lawbreakers, and Radical Heights, was it? They effectively were like, okay, we're gonna make these like online competitive shooters because that's how Quake was so popular. That's how, you know, so many of these arena shooters of old did so amazingly well. And so because they went all in on multiplayer, they got screwed when no one wanted to play it. That's why single-player games, for me, like, it feels like a multiplayer game always needs some kind of enjoyable single-player, otherwise you're just kind of dooming yourself. I don't think I'm going to stun him for this. Oh, I managed to stun him again. He had a hefty stun resist. It didn't matter. But yeah, if your game is online only, multiplayer only, if you can't manage to like secure a solid player base, your game is never gonna last. I can't tell you how many MMOs have just died because nobody played them. MOBAs especially too. What was it Dawnbreak? It wasn't Daybreak, though. Honestly, Daybreak Entertainment is actually a cromulent kind of example as well, because there was I think it was Dawnbreak that was supposed to be. Was that Activision's? I think that was Activision's, kind of like Hail Mary MOBA to compete with League of Legends and whatnot. And it didn't work very well. To the point where I think it shut down, like, way too early. And, like, I don't think the game even really came out. I think it was one of those where it's like, they had made the game, maybe they did some, like, open betas. I think I had gotten as far as downloading the open beta, like, the open beta client, and then it was just like, oh, no, this game is just dead. Yeah, WildStar is dead, yep. I mean, I think it's still operating, but it's running on a skeleton team. Which is a shame, I actually rather liked WildStar. I liked the idea of WildStar. They never... Yeah, their races, their classes, their environments were cool. But they were trying to beat WoW at its own game. And... it was not a good idea. Like, you don't ever want to try and compete with the well-established game. Like, you don't compete with WoW. You don't compete with Overwatch. Well, honestly, in general, the moment Blizzard moves in on a market, it's going to be real hard to, like... it's going to be really hard to compete with them. Let's see, WoW's kind of going down, but it's on the rise again, I think. WoW is kind of one of those where its numbers have been consistently going down for years, but go figure, the game is ancient. But yeah, people will always buy into the new expansion. Or, not always. A lot of people will. I mean, I've been suckered into a couple of them. And I had fun with it, but it's one of those where it's like, I have aged out of being interested in WoW. You know, the community is gone that I used to, you know, go there for. Bunch of things. Path of Exile wrecked Diablo 3. Well, so that's the thing. The only time you try and take on somebody that's already established in a market is if that somebody is having problems. So, specifically, Diablo 3 had a miserable launch followed by, like, a miserable first couple of months. And what that did was it opened it up for Path of Exile to move in and effectively take everybody that was disappointed by Diablo 3. Because Diablo 3 wasn't like Diablo 2, you know, they were trying to go for, like, a little bit more, like, MOBA mechanics and, you know, kind of simplify things down for everybody. I think that actually worked really well. For Diablo 3, because it made it more accessible, but they're, like, stupid kind of cash shop auction house and the... oh, a whole bunch of stuff, honestly. Just kind of... not sunk the game, but, like, I played Diablo 3 on launch and I've never played it again. I beat Diablo and then I was just like, I just don't have interest in this. See, do I play Path of Exile? I do, sort of. I don't play it consistently. I tried playing it a couple of seasons ago. Like, last year, maybe? And I enjoyed it, but it was just too long to want to play again on my own. I would gladly play Path of Exile again if, like, my friends were like, hey, yeah, let's do a Path of Exile series now. But that's kind of my limits on Path of Exile. Same thing with Diablo. Just most games, if it's got multiplayer, I'll only ever want to play it multiplayer. There's a couple of exceptions, like, I mean, Terraria, I recently went back through and played through the whole thing as a solo series, because I wasn't sure if I'd ever be able to get my friends... Now these guys, they don't have that much of a blight resist. This should be fine. There we go. But it would definitely be one of those that I would enjoy playing again. Part of the problem I ran into, in general, is, like, Path of Exile is one of those games that, like, I pulled in so low numbers doing that series that it was just not worth it for me. Though, I'm getting the feeling I could probably try it again and actually succeed this time around. But, it's also one of those where the longer I wait on Path of Exile, the better it gets. So, I can just kind of keep putting Path of Exile off until they move on to start working on Path of Exile 2 or something. If that ever comes to be. I mean, that'd be kind of neat if they did. Let's see. Plague grenades! Non-stop plague grenades. And yeah, this is a rad team. I know I'm supposed to use some more of the mod classes, but most of them are on cooldown, and I wanted to fight something a little bit tougher. Which means go back to the A team, at least for a little while. Okay. There he goes. Yeah, Path of Exile 2 with 2 times the skill. Can you imagine Path of Exile 2 having like an even larger talent tree? Oh, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I don't know. So Path of Exile just had the room to move in because a lot of people were burnt on yeah, let's just give him the damage bonus. A lot of people were burnt on D3 so they could move in. But you know, trying to compete with World of Warcraft in its prime, not a good idea. Even as it's like fading, it's generally not a good idea. Because if you're trying to do the same thing in World of Warcraft's fading, you're making a mistake. You got to do something new, or no one cares. Ish. What class mods do I have? Too many. Can use the Winter Knight. I want to see what he can do. Sure. I think what I'll do after this run is do an all mod run. I don't remember. This one's either going to get rid of something bad. Oh. Gonna try it. Divine Benefit. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't help me that much, but I don't think it would have helped me anyway. But yeah, I'll do a run almost entirely with modded characters. If possible. Might just do like a short one or something. Let's see. Any thoughts on Divinity Original Sin's DM mode? One off when it releases. Well, the DM mode's been out for ages. It's been out since the game released. I probably will never do a DM mode run of Divinity Original Sin. It's a fun game, but I'd rather just play, I just want to play Dungeons and Dragons instead of, like, try and kind of come up with the same thing in a game, if that makes sense. Because, like, Divinity Original Sin is a great platform, and I can totally understand, like, why people like it. But at the same time, if I can just make my own Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I would much prefer to do that. These things are interesting. So, high resistance to bleed, which is going to be rough. I've never fought a gargoyle before. I've never even seen one. They're not very strong, though. Maybe they get tougher. High bleed resist. Well, I guess I'll just hit him. You can make him bleed, it just takes some effort. Ah, shoot, that was the character I needed for Blight. Because, yeah, these guys are weak to Blight specifically. Oh well, they're not going to be able to do too much to me. For a second, I thought this music was special for the gargoyles, because it came on at, like, the exact same time. But no. No, it just was good timing. Let's keep stress healing the party. Let's see, would I ever play any of the old Forgotten Realms games? Like Baldur's Gate? I might. I played Baldur's Gate with my brother and my dad over Christmas. Was it this year? It was either this year or the last year. I like old CRPGs and Neverwinter Nights and whatnot. The problem is they are very long, and many of them haven't aged well. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition doesn't look half bad, and Baldur's Gate 2 is kind of ageless just because of how it's set up. But if I can't beat Path of Exile, if I can't beat Pillars of Eternity, I probably just will never get the chance to beat any of the other ones either. I love CRPGs, but just the time investment required to beat them is tough. I love Baldur's Gate. I did too. I've beaten Baldur's Gate 1 about 3 times and Baldur's Gate 2 equal if not more. Though I, like, skipped past stuff because I did some insane things. No, we wanna just hit him. The Pillars of Eternity is free prime loot today. Oh, I should probably remember to grab those. Here, remind me after this dungeon so I can grab those. Like the Dark Alliance's games. So, the one exception is I might play through Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. Because that's something I can play with Shell. And Shell and I could just sit down with, well, honestly, I'd probably emulate it with some visual, increases. Play through them, because I played a lot of, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I think I only ever beat each one, like, once. But that was fine by me. What does stealth do? Makes it so you can only hit them with an AoE, and I don't have the AoEs to hit these guys. But it's also not that big of a deal. They barely do damage to me. But yeah, I have both copies back at home, but I bet I could get, like, some anti-aliasing and, like, upscale the resolution a little bit. And make it, Dark Alliance actually look pretty good. Might take some effort, though. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 2 is fun with hacks. Get those crazy weapons early and plow. Are we talking Dark Alliance 2, or, just Baldur's Gate itself? Because I generally play Baldur's Gate, 2 fairly legitimately. From what I remember. Holy crap, is that 48? No, that can't be 40. That's 48 crests. Wow. This is a profitable run, sort of. Oh, hey, we have a Vestal thing. Extra damage, extra prot. Not immediately that helpful for what she's doing. Is Artemis hard to get in Dark Alliance 2? I don't think I ever got him, actually. But I know I specifically had some, like, crazy hacks that I could do in Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance with, like, exporting characters between 2 memory cards. Because you could bring you're supposed to be able to bring your memory cards between, like, your friends' houses and stuff like that. And so effectively I just dupe my characters up and, like, have infinite money and make, like, ridiculously powerful gear over the course of, you know, hour or two. It was great. Loved that. Have you ever played Grandia 2 before? Nope. I mean, I don't know. I'll never write it off, but I have about 7 games releasing in the next week. Alone, so, like, the idea of going back to old games is just so unlikely. Even if I wanted to. Doomsday. I'm really disappointed Doomsday doesn't trigger a repost. But I guess it's not that big of a deal. Ugh. Let's see. Let's just buff him up continuously. There we go. I guess I'll just Reign of Sorrows him. I don't know. Almost impossible for him to bleed. What 7 games am I waiting on? Well, I kind of started some of them last night. Well, I technically have a straw poll that I can link between runs. A number of them are demos, but, like, a number of them are, like, full games. Dig or Die I started last night. Is it Dig or Die, the free ones, which I don't know if the free ones is going to be any good, but I played their last game, so I figured I might as well try this one. Insane Robots, Project Octopath, which I think I might do the, the prologue for that either tonight or tomorrow. Just too many games. Let's switch back and forth. Let's see if I can use the Vestal. Nope. Well, I'm trying to kill time for a little bit more stress relief if I can get it. Nope. And he's dead. And I'm sure there's other indie games that I've totally, like, forgotten about coming out initially. Like, my inbox is so full of new games all the time that it's actually kind of hard for me. Hello! Well, I think we found the bad guy. Now, I could try and stun him, but I don't think that's going to work too much. So let's just do a party heal. Okay. Let's just do emboldening vapors. Can this thing bleed? It can. Good. And it has 2 actions, which could suck. Let's see. Corporal Strike sounds very concerning. Transfixing Shard. Okay. Some stress. Yeah, a lot of stress. We'll be fine. Let's just do open vein on him. I resisted the bleed, though. Let's see. Keep the party heal up. That's some good shit. I should probably break the crystalline aberration. Oh, that's going to explode, isn't it? Now that I'm thinking about it, this thing might blow up. So I should probably prioritize, yeah. Nice going, Dismas. Okay, so far not so bad. I was expecting this guy to be a bit rougher. The stress that comes out of him is going to be a problem. And yeah, I need to remember to kill that. Which can't be bled. Just feels like a waste to use Dismas on it. So I'll hit it with, I'll hit it with Hurts. Oh, interesting. Hitting that thing heals you. That's helpful. Let's see. Love Darksiders. Have the first one for the PS3. Yeah, I have it for PC. I think I got Darksiders 1 just as like THQ was dying, I think. For $5, and then I got Darksiders 2 in kind of much the same way. Yeah, so hitting his little crystal baby actually actually heals you. That's helpful. Yeah, he's not bad. The stress stacking is gonna be a problem. I think I'm just gonna start hitting him with the Vestal too. Wow, that didn't do much damage. I don't think I can stun him. Let's see. He's almost dead. Oh, his prot levels have gone up considerably. Okay, let's just judgment this sucker. Yeah, plus 80% protection. I see how this guy operates. Luckily, we've got the bleed to take him out. That's not so bad. It's mainly just this guy is a distress machine. But he'll bleed to death. Perfect. There are no words. And we get Ancestor's Pistol. Which is great for this guy. Accuracy to range skills, speed. The stress damage received is counterbalanced by the fact that we are he is a crit machine. Okay, maybe less of a crit machine. Isn't the third Darksiders coming out eventually? Yep. That's something I am very much looking forward to. Okay, she might... Aura's gonna suck. I'm gonna just stun these guys instead of trying to do damage to them. Bad positioning. Okay. Oh, he's getting guarded. Crap. Okay, he's bleeding. I just gotta kill him. Fuck. Okay, yep. Virtue or... Nope, masochistic. Alright. Things are gonna break down a little bit. I think we'll be fine, regardless. I mean, we're gonna double camp after this. But this is the worst crew to come into contact with. He's dead. I probably should have just done a team heal for the slight de-stress. And then we'll be good to go. Okay. Kill him. Haven't been able to damage Goblet Man. But at this point, I'm not rushing it. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Drive her more mad? Well, I guess there's the whole heart attack thing. The cannon will happen. Okay, we don't have the room for the blood. Highwaymen. Oh. Whistle. Accuracy and dodge. Sure. This one's generic. Let's give that to him. Perfect. Okay, so for starters, we're gonna camp. We might double camp here. Let's do Sanctuary. Oh, in retrospect, we don't really have a whole lot of de-stress moves. Well, clean guns. And I guess we'll just rest. So, maybe no double camp. Let's see. Oh, here's the... Yeah, we're gonna double camp. Because what she can do is self-medicate again. Let's see. Do Sanctuary... Or we could do Bandit Sense and Clean Guns. Oh, his Clean Guns buff wore off. That's unfortunate. Okay. So kind of still stressed out, but I think we're okay. And all I have to do is just clear the next room and we can just immediately book it. Hey, thank you for the resub, Cryoris. Okay. How do we do this? Party's stressed out. I guess honestly we should just keep laying down the divine comforts to counteract her becoming a gibbering crazy pants. Guess we'll just do Reign of Sorrows. Wail on this guy if I can. I don't want any more stun. I don't want any more stress than I've already got. Luckily, ultimately, Plague Knight is not... He's not nearly as much of a, necessary party member. It's still so slow. Plague shot. There we go. I've noticed this team is very bad at hitting the back line, which I didn't really expect going into this one. I figured between Plague Knight and I guess really just Plague Knight, we'd be good to go. Let's keep stunning him. Not exactly welcome. Come on, die. Damn it. Yeah, Dismas isn't rolling high today. He's been doing okay, but, like, I've definitely had times with Dismas where he just wrecks shop the whole way through. Okay, and we'll just judgment. Nope, never mind. Perfect. Okay, so we grabbed all that, and we're going to return to Hamlet before we get any more stressed out. Because we got what we need, and then some. It looks like Hertz picked up a disease. And... wow, that's some EXP. So Dismas shot all the way up to max level. Yeah, increase the resolve EXP gain so we could actually zip through this faster. It'll take a while. I don't know. It's still going to take a while because we have so many characters to work with. Stress reduction is slightly less effective. That's annoying. Okay, Hertz. Gotta get rid of spotted fever. Dismas, do you have anything? He's got aesthetic, but I don't care too much about that. Are any of these amazing? I probably want to get him spiritual. And let's get rid of nervous bleeder. Pricey, but worth it. Okay, cool. And next run, we'll use some modded characters.